Guys, Fincom.co, they launched their MVP back in June. They raised $1 million pre-seed round, including 250K of non-dilutive capital from the French government at a call to 2% cost to capital. They've used that to be scrappy. They've now got they've got under 100 paying customers, but more than one paying customer. These customers paying on average, call it 130 to 150 per month, a couple $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue as they look to keep scaling and extending their runway. Hey, folks, my guest today is Martin Crowe. He's the former private equity investor turned SaaS entrepreneur. He's an HEC Paris graduate and started at Goldman Sachs in London and Morgan Stanley in London before moving to PE after a stint in strategy consulting. Today, he's the co-founder of Fincom. That's with an E on the end, fincom.co, which is a real-time financial data platform for SaaS. Martin, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. What kind of real-time data?
Well, so right now we update it every day, but we're moving to closer to real time with updates coming in around every 20 minutes. That's 3 times an hour. And depending on the system, we're pushing that limit because we want our clients to have the freshest data possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what? So it's mainly to SaaS companies, but is it data that the CFO uses, data that the tech people use? I assume it's finance, FinCom, right?
It is. So we're a financial data platform. So basically, we provide either the CFO and the finance team or the founder with the live financial data and KPIs that they need to understand what's going on in their business on a day-to-day basis, or even on an hour-per-hour basis, and to make the right decisions based on that.
Mm-hmm. And are companies paying you already for the product, or are you pre-launch?
We launched a few months ago, and we're scaling up our user base right now, mainly through direct acquisitions and partnerships.
That's great. Okay, so walk me through. So what's an average customer pay for the platform?
So right now we're pricing it at around €100 per month.
Okay.
We have a small discount for the annual plan. Else it's a basic month-to-month plan. And we're going to push that price point up to probably 150, almost 200, depending on the features, because we have a big feature roadmap that we're delivering with a lot of features being pushed in the coming weeks. And that's going to allow us to go for higher price points because we're delivering more value in our product.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to go to it. It's not working for some reason. What's the correct URL, the website?
I'll send it to you right now. It's
Okay.
fincom.co with an E at the end.
Fincom. I got it. Fincom.co. That's weird. For some reason, I don't know, maybe you're in Paris, right?
Yeah, we might have some issues with US connections. We've had that before. We're
I
looking to
think
that.
I think that's what it is. But I'll try and open it in an incognito window so I can ask better questions. But like, what is the homepage of like the big bold text across your homepage say?
So it's in French. It's not translated yet, but the tagline is a 360 vision of the performance of your SaaS in real time.
Very cool. Okay, so folks are paying on average $130 a month. And are you pricing based off number of seats, or is it amount of data in the platform, or how do you price?
So we're pricing it by the feature. So basically, you're going to have a plan with a limited access to our feature that's mainly going to serve smaller clients that don't necessarily need to have the more advanced analytics feature that we offer. And then we're going to have a pro plan for larger companies with bigger teams that need access to analytics, that need access to cost analysis, that need access to wider data sources that we can plug into our system. That's how we're pricing it right now.
Very cool. And then take me back here. So you launched a couple months ago, but when did you write the first line of code for the platform? Was it 2022 or 2021?
It was early 2022. Yeah.
Okay,
We spent
2022.
2021 sitting and getting the team together. We started coding early 2022. We pushed the first version in June. We pushed the updated version in September, and we've been working on this one ever since.
How much money did you personally spend on the MVP before launching it?
Honestly, not that much. We raised fund, but fundamentally, we have this bootstrapping culture that we try to uphold. Uh, Honestly, below 50 grands,
And who did
way
the
below.
coding work?
So at the start, we got our start with an agency, and for the that was for the front end. For the back end and the algorithm, which is where the real value lays. That was our third associate, Lucas, who's our CTO.
Very cool. Which agency did you use, and would you recommend them? Are you still using them today?
No, we're not using them because we've kind of outgrown their purpose. It's a French-based agency called Blue Square. We really recommend these guys. They're great. If you're trying to launch an MVP in France, they're very agile. They know the ropes. They'll provide you with a ton of useful inputs. This certainly saved us a lot of time and helped us avoid a lot of mistakes.
So you
So we're
paid them
still
under
close to these
50K to
guys.
help you get the MVP live, in addition with your third, your
Yeah,
CTO who did the back end work.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here, and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. Okay, very cool. Now, how did you guys, I mean, it sounds like you raised, but how did you pay your bills all last year when you were pre-revenue?
Our own assets, basically.
Okay. So you just saved up some money before you quit and said, okay, I'll live off savings for a year.
Well, private equity, it's a great career. It was tough choosing to leave it, but the draw of entrepreneurship was just too strong. But it's a very well paid career. So yeah, we did have some money saved, and we've been living on that ever since. And that changed
awesome.
obviously after we raised. Yeah.
Now, when did you raise? What year?
We closed in July of 2022.
Okay, and how much did you raise?
So we raised $1 million total for our first round.
Okay, and so that'd be like your pre-seed round. And then look, most people are selling. Absolutely. Most people are selling like 15 to 20% in their pre-seed round. Were you sort of in that same range?
No, lower than that.
Okay, good. So that well, then there's something to learn from here, because I'm always trying to help founders avoid dilution. So how were you able to give up less than 15% in your pre-seed round?
So we raised some non-dilutive financing in that round. So that's equity plus some debt. In France,
how did you raise debt though when you're pre-revenue?
In France, you can have access to loans even pre-revenue. You have this public
grants from the government?
BPI. It's not grants; it is a loan, so you do have to pay it back. But it's a loan that's specifically tailored for very early stage companies.
Martin, it's like 2%, right? It's like 2 or 3% interest rate, something super low.
Well, interestingly, the cost has tripled since we raised, so it's more expensive now.
Oh, it's a floating rate.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So the government
we got a fixed rate locked in, but now we're looking to raise some more because obviously now we have revenues, or we're trying to extend our runway and raise a bit more non-dilutive in addition to the equity that we already raised. Oh, I see. The cost has gone up quite dramatically.
So what is it now? Just like curious, 6, 7, 8, 9%?
Yeah, it is. I think it's 6 now. It used to be 2.
Interesting. Okay, but again, I've heard of this before. It's basically subsidized by the government to help encourage startups.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how much of the $1 million that you raised was that program versus pure equity?
It was pretty much 75% pure equity, 25% non-dilutive.
Oh, okay. So 250 and 750 split. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
And then I guess fast forward to your first customer. Tell us that story. How'd you land them?
So it's a great SaaS. They have this wonderful growth trajectory, and we've been talking to them for about a year and a half. I mean, they've been in our ecosystem ever since we started the company. Actually, it was the agency that we worked with that introduced us to these guys, and we basically built the MVP, uh, not entirely based on their needs, but we definitely kept their needs in mind, and they were a big inspiration for us. They were pretty much the starting point of, okay, so we know there's a pain point, we're trying to address it. How do
Did
we
you make
provide
them
value
pay
to our
ahead of
clients?
time? Did you ask them to say, "Hey, we're going to build this for you. Can you pay us $1,000 ahead of
No, we did
time?"
not. We tried looking into that. I mean, we obviously tried that. It's not something that's very deeply rooted in French culture. They're more of a see, then I get the checkbook out
That's fair.
approach.
That's fair.
So yeah.
Okay. Then fast forward to today. How many paying customers?
So we don't disclose that number because we'll only disclose it when we reach a certain milestone. But we are scaling up our acquisition quite rapidly, especially through partnerships and direct acquisition. And
What
so,
milestone are you waiting for? Like 100 customers, 50
yeah,
customers?
absolutely waiting for 100
Waiting for 100. Okay, cool. When do you think you can break 100 customers?
next semester, hopefully.
Oh,
That's the
you
plan
think
anyway.
sometime in the next 6 months?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, what 100 customers at, each paying $130 a month, that would put your revenues at like 13 grand a month. So maybe you're at, half of that or, 2, 3, 4,000 in MRR today.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, hey, every $1 million a month company has to start with 2,000 a month in MRR, right? So you're off to the races.
Absolutely. I mean, we're pretty satisfied with the trajectory. I mean, of course, we're starting from nothing, and but yeah, we're looking forward to hitting that milestone and being able to communicate. And
Well, so
yeah.
so how are you getting new customers today, right? The first one you went really specific on them. I mean, what's the growth
Mhm.
channel today?
So we're kind of we have a very trial by error approach. So we're pretty much trying everything, see what sticks. What works really well is pretty much cold calling right now. So more of a sales driven approach right now, uh, giving us time to build the brand and to develop all the inbound leads, which we're starting to get with a content strategy, which is starting to bear fruits, focused on posting blog articles, a lot of LinkedIn posts, a lot of events. We do a lot of co-branded webinars with companies that have a bigger notoriety and a bigger following than we do, and that's a great way to attract leads for us. And we're starting to look into partnerships. We've got two lined up. One with the French QuickBooks, which is called Penny Lane.
Okay.
We're trying to build their analytics platform because that's something they don't necessarily have in their product right now. And we're also looking to internationalize through partnerships. And we have one lined up with a revenue-based financing provider, which is based in a neighboring country and who could give us access to its client base.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. And when you look at your own runway today, you mentioned you're looking for some more non-dilutive capital, and you're surprised it's now 6% instead of 2%, right? How are you managing your own burn today? What is your net burn per month?
So we're keeping it under watch, under close watch. We don't naturally disclose that number, but it is a top priority for us. We're trying to squeeze as much efficiency out of every euro that we spend, and that
What do you
means
want to stay
reviewing.
under? Do you have a limit per month that you want to stay under in terms of net burn?
Yeah, 50 grands.
50?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we hit
Yeah.
50, that would be bad news. Then
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
depends on how fast we're growing, but
It's
I
always
mean,
a
there's a
it's always a
psychological
balancing. It's
threshold.
always a balancing act.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you're burning 30, 40 grand net burn a month today. Does that leave you with more than 12 months of runway?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's driving the need to raise non-dilutive capital right now?
We're pretty much conservative and we're trying to extend it as much as possible because there's so much uncertainty in the ecosystem today. I mean, we're seeing a lot of companies who are our own clients having delayed Series A's or canceled Series B's, and that just leaves them in a really, really bad place. So the idea for us raising additional non-dilutive capital is really to secure extra months, basically, to give us the time to roll out our roadmap and to reach our targets.
That's
We're just
very
being
cool.
conservative.
Well, Martin, we're rooting for you, man. In the meantime, though, let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
The Outsiders.
No,
Don't remember
that
the
is,
author, which is a shame, but it's a great book.
you know, There's some books that I've read that I just love, and some of them like very rarely get mentioned by founders. The Outsiders is one of them. No one ever recommends them, but when I hear someone that does it, I know we're the same person because I love that book. All
Great
right,
book.
and guys,
Absolutely fantastic book.
Martin, what is it? 8? Is it 8 or 9? 9 of the most capital efficient founders and CEOs ever?
Yeah, it's 9, I think.
I think it's 9. Yeah,
With
it talks about
a
like
lot of
capital
data,
stages.
a lot of really going into the recipes that they use to just achieve this fantastic track record over the years, and just
Yeah,
so consistent. So fantastic.
it's very, very good. Number 2, is there a CEO you're currently following or studying?
Well, the Collison brothers over at Stripe. Love
Yeah.
these guys. Very impressive.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building FinCom?
That's a good question. One that has a particular soft spot in my heart is Shield for tracking my LinkedIn analytics. I mean, it's not central to what we do, but it's just so well made, just so well designed, and it just fits my needs so well that I thought, wow, I got a lot to learn from these guys
What's
in
it
terms
called?
of UX.
Is it shieldapp.ai?
Yeah, that should be the one. Let me
Yeah,
check.
it's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
All
It
right.
is.
Okay. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Oh, that varies greatly. I try to sleep is massively important to my well-being, so I try to hit a 7 hours minimum,
Okay.
and I
And
do build my entire day around my sleep cycle.
that's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Not married, but with a long-term partner, which I'm hoping to marry one day. She says
Very,
yes, and no kids yet.
very cool. Okay. No kids. And how old are you?
33.
33. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Grow your network. Get out there, speak to as many people as you can. You'll always learn something.
Guys, Fincom.co, they launched their MVP back in June. They raised $1 million pre-seed round, including 250K of non-dilutive capital from the French government at a called a 2% cost to capital. They've used that to be scrappy. They've now got they've got under 100 paying customers, but more than one paying customer. These customers paying on average, call it 130 to 150 per month, a couple $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue as they look to keep scaling and extending their runway. We're certainly rooting for them. We'll see what happens next. Martin, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you for having me.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.